What's going on, everybody? I hope you're enjoying your Sunday evening so far. This is NYG Jeffy T85 here, and I'm bringing you the BKN Game Recap for the Brooklyn Nets, as today they took on the Utah Jazz, looking to win their third straight. And my God, I swear I thought the Nets were going to blow this one. I thought they were going to blow this one. I really did. They were up by 23 points going into the fourth quarter, and Jacques Vaughn decided to put in his backups. He decided to put in his backups in the game, thinking that the Nets had this game wrapped up by 23. He started putting in, Watanabe, Sharp, Curry, Thomas, all the backups. And then Utah just chipped away and chipped away and chipped away and chipped away and chipped away until they got this game all the way down to 12 points. Then Jacques Vaughn decided to put his starters back in, but Horton-Tucker, the Utah Jazz shooting guard, went off in this game for 32 points, and they knocked the lead all the way down to 3 points. All the way down to 3 points. But thank the Lord that the Nets just made a couple of shots. And in the end, Seth Curry gets fouled. When he didn't get fouled, he never got touched. Going to the line, actually missed both free throws. And then Kelly Olynyk is streaking down the court, and he just misses a running layup. And the Nets survive. They didn't win. They survived tonight against the Utah Jazz by the final score of 111-110. And thank the Lord the Jazz had a crappy shooting effort from the three-point line, or the Nets would have been screwed. Both teams actually shot like crap from the three-point line. Utah only shot 8 of 32. Nets only shot 9 of 32. Both teams shot around 25% or a little like 28% or lower. Utah had 52 rebounds. Nets had 40. Utah had the rebounding edge. Nets had the assist edge by 1. Nets only had 2 blocks, and it was from Dorian Finney-Smith. No blocks for Claxton. But the Nets literally survived this game. They got lackadaisical on the defensive end. The bench did not get the job done. Did not. Watanabe, Sharp, Curry, Thomas, Harris, they didn't get the job done at the end of this game when they needed those guys to step up. And luckily, Dinwiddie made a clutch shot at the end. Johnson made a clutch play, and Bridges made a clutch shot just to give enough for the Nets to pull out this victory. And this would have been an absolute disaster of epic proportions if the Nets did not win this game. Survived this game by the skin of their chinny chin chin. But either way, this is a win, and a win is a win. And the Nets are that much closer with 4 games to go, and they have about a 2-game lead on Miami now for that 6th seed. So as long as the Nets take care of business, the Nets are going to get that 6th seed at least. At least they're going to get that 6th seed. But we'll have to wait and see what's going to happen. Either way, this was scary. This was really, really tight towards the end. But thankfully, that last shot by Kelly Olynyk just missed at the buzzer, rolling off the rim. And like I mentioned, the Nets survived. They didn't win this game. They survived this game. I just don't understand the lackadaisical play towards the end when you had this team dead to right with the 23-point lead. Utah's got size, and they're a scrappy young team that are still looking to try to make the playoffs themselves. And you literally took your foot off the gas. And it looked like this looked like it was going to be the opposite of what the Nets did against Boston a few weeks ago. That they were going to be the ones to collapse, and Utah was going to get a monster win. Luckily, Olynyk's shot just missed. And the Nets are now they're now 43 and 35 on the season. 8 games back above 500. They're on a 3-game winning streak. And their next game is Tuesday at home against Minnesota in their 4th of a 4-game homestand, which they've won all 4. Or they've won all previous 3. 2 of them literally surviving. The one against Houston where they had to come back and try to win that game, and they did. And then this one today where if it wasn't for Olynyk's just missing a shot right to the rim off the backboard and just missed, the Nets survived 2 out of these last 3 games they played. But you know what? Either way, it's chalked up in the win column, and we'll take it any way we can get it. But this was very, very, very disturbing in a way of how bad the bench just spit it up towards the end. And that's exactly what they did. This bench absolutely spit it up, and they almost very closely coughed up a 23-point lead when this team had control of the game. I mean, I don't know what happened. It's like this team just took the foot off the gas. They had this game under control, and they took their foot off the gas pedal, and they allowed Utah to get back in this game. If you do that against a better team, you will not lose. And like I mentioned, both teams sucked shooting the basketball, especially from behind the arc. Both teams shot under 30%. And both teams shot 44% from the court. So neither team shot well. But the Nets had full control of this game, and the fact that they allowed Utah to come back as feverishly as they did, and the fact that this bench almost blew this lead, gives a little bit of pause going towards the end of the season when you have to play against the team, most likely the Philadelphia 76ers. You do this against them, you are not winning. So while I'm happy about the win, I'm not happy the fact that this team barely escaped this game. Barely escaped this game with a win. And if they allow this to happen again, it's going to be all she wrote. It will be all she wrote for the Brooklyn Nets. Either way, Mikal Bridges again carried this team, even though he did not shoot it very well. 9 of 25 from the court. Didn't have his best shooting night. But he had 30 points, got to the line 13 times and made 11. Spencer Dinwiddie had another double-double, 17 points and 12 assists. Claxton didn't have a blocked shot, but he did score 14 points. A lot of his scoring was in the first quarter where he scored 8. He had 7 rebounds as well and 2 steals. Cam Johnson had 18. Those were really the main guys that got it done offensively. And Finney-Smith was the next highest scorer with 8. So the starters did their job tonight. The bench is the problem. The bench is where this team got let down. Like I mentioned, thankfully, the Nets did enough to pull off this victory. Thankfully. Because the way this was going, this was leading to disaster. But some clutch shots by Mikal Bridges and Spencer Dinwiddie and some solid drives to the basket. They got to hit their foul shots, though. Seth Curry missing foul shots, that's a rare thing. He's only missed 3 foul shots all season. 3. And 2 of them were in the last 2 of this game. And like I said, they were a Kelly Olynyk roll from losing this game. But now, you have 4 games left on the season. You have a 2-game lead over Miami for 6th. And you have 4 games left starting on Tuesday against the Minnesota Timberwolves at Barclays. So you have a game against Minnesota at Barclays Center on Tuesday. Then you play against the Pistons on Wednesday, back-to-back in Detroit. That's your last road game of the regular season. Then you're playing against Orlando. That's the 7th. That's on Friday the 7th. And then your final game a week from today against Philadelphia at Barclays. And who knows what Philadelphia, if they're going to even be playing for anything, they might rest their guys. Nets might rest their players too, if they have the 6th seed locked up. But either way, the Nets survived this game against the Utah Jazz. And the Nets are 43-35, and they are now 6th seed, two games up on Miami with 4 games to go. And they are 43-35 on the season, and they've won 3 games in a row. So hit that like button if you haven't already, and give a sub to NYG Jeffy T85. More news updates and chatter surrounding the Brooklyn Nets and game recaps. Turn on the bell for notifications of the next video or short dropping on the channel surrounding the Brooklyn Nets. And you guys let me know in the comment section what you thought about today's game. And if you're like a Nets fan, if you almost had a heart attack during this game because of the fact they had a 23-point lead and almost blew it. But they at least were able to come up and manage the win, even though this was a lot closer for comfort than it should have been. But let me know in the comment section what you thought about today's game. Thank you very much, everybody. I hope you all enjoy the rest of your Sunday evening and night. Take it easy and let's go Brooklyn Nets. As always, it's a Nets world, and we are all just living in it.